Hello everybody and welcome to this weekly reading for the week of February 24th, 2019. I don't know if some of you have noticed, but in the past couple weeks when I put up the videos, there's weird stuff that happens with me as the translator, whether it's it's mostly in what I type with the date. And I just have really noticed this because I'm very particular. I'm very perfectionist about those kind of details, and it's been happening for the past couple of weeks. And what I take this as, whenever I'm doing intuitive messages, I'm taking in all the information that's being given. And part of that is these kind of mistakes that I do feel like what are called energetic timelines are shifting right now. And so we're having an opportunity to make some new choices. And I just want to put that out there. There's the opportunity for some big change here, because it's almost like, to quote my very favorite band, Chicago, of all time, does anybody really know what time it is? It's like linear time is kind of slipping away, and we're able to be in the future, in the past, in the present. We can be almost in all of those at once. And I know that that's a mind bender, but that's what I've been feeling and sensing through these things that are happening. And I know also that I'm not the only one. There are other people who I've been witnessing who are readers of energy like this that are doing the same thing. So I'm not alone. It's not just, having kind of a wacko brain or something. I'm very diligent when I put up these videos, and I really take my time, and I just try to make sure that I have everything correct. And it's still happening. So this is for the week of February 24th of 2019. Okay. So before I start, I really want to describe the value of the numerological cycle. And this is something that I think would be valuable to everybody, even if you only listen to the intro of this video and don't go on to look at the cards. For some reason, I'm really being pulled to the numerology this week. So I want to walk you through. Numerology is basically the system of the numbers 1 through 9. And everything beyond 1 through 9, what you would do is you'd add the two digits together, and everything's going to go back to 1 through 9. So I want to describe this in terms of this is a cycle that we are constantly going through. And not just one cycle, we have many cycles going on in our lives. And then consider that there's a cycle for, groups of people that you are with, whether it's work or friends, family. There's cycles in terms of your town, your community, your state, your region, your country, the world. I mean, there are many, many cycles happening all at once. So I just want to give a little overview of this for those who may not be familiar with the power of numerology, and I'm always happy to, kind of tap in for people. If you're wondering kind of where am I at, I'll put that out as kind of a little offer for this video, for now through the end of March 2019. If you want to know where you're at in the cycle, what I do is I dowse to find that information when I tap in with your energy. And so it always starts out with the 1, of course, new beginning. This is being the leader and having a new inspiration. It's also attached to the sign of Aries. Number 2, when we take that step forward, we have an inspiration. There's a lot of fire in us. Number 2 is like the earth energy of Taurus. We're going out and experiencing the nature of our world, and we're seeking balance as we try this new idea out that we have, this inspiration in our lives. We're looking to kind of, walk on steady footing, to try to find the steady footing. And the thing with Taurus is we get a little too bound up sometimes in trying to be safe. But this is the first step in trying out your inspiration from step 1. Step 3 is when we get a little bit more of our sea legs under us. We're with Gemini energy with the number 3. This is about blending in growth and creativity. We're putting together different concepts. Gemini is very, very fast moving in the mind as to putting different things together. So we're really testing out our environment. Again, all based on that fire that started us off, that inspiration. Number 4 is like the energy of the sign of Cancer. And this has to do with solid foundations of being a dedicated worker. So we're blending, and maybe we find something that's kind of jiving, that it's working, and we're just in that mode of like, we're just doing it. And there's a real sense with the sign of Cancer. My favorite word for Cancer is home, belonging. We feel a real sense of settledness at the 4th stage. And it's like the 4 legs of a table. We feel pretty solid. And then, as numerology does, it keeps, the whole point of a cycle is it keeps evolving. It brings us higher, into higher states of mind. So 5 is like Leo, the fire sign of Leo, upsetting the balance, being the freedom-loving adventurer. All of a sudden, we're like, oop! It's like we trip when we're doing our from step 4. Then the world offers us something new. And what I want to say, because Leo is behind this energy, it is always in our best interest when these things happen. The little misstep, the little trip, the things that upset the balance that we've got going. Leo is an incredibly loving and fun-loving kind of a sign of an energy. And so just know, it's not worth crying over spilt milk when that happens. Think about Leo, which is ruled by the sun. It is about fun. It is about expanding you open. You know, Leo loves to be on the stage. It's cracking you open to be seen at a new level, because you've gotten so comfortable in that Cancerian energy, like, yep, okay, I've found my home. Oops, no. Because think about the crab. The lobsters, another example. They grow. They don't stop growing, and we don't either as human beings. And so they literally have to crack that shell. And this is the stage where Leo is like, yep, it's time. And here you are out being put up on the stage. The spotlight is on you. The upsetting the balance. Then number 6 is like Virgo. This is about reestablishing balance. This is where we get really get into the details, like, okay, I got to get organized. I got to make a plan. And the number 6 is much like a mother with a baby in her stomach, because the 6 energy is also about being a caregiver, and mostly to yourself here in this cycle that we're talking about. It's about, kind of, you've gone from this blaring of boom, I've been cracked out of the shell, and now I need to huddle back and get my bearings again. That's what the 6 energy has to do with. You're finding your balance again because you have grown, and this will keep happening. And then the number 7 is Libra. This is my personal favorite because that's my rising sign. Number 7 has always been my favorite number since I was a child. This is about new awareness. It's a becoming the truth seeker. And Libra is more about trying to find the harmony amongst it all, about the value of relationships, about the value of the rub up against other people. Libra does seek that, and to find some level of a harmonic between yourself and your new awareness that you have come to, and how you can use that in combination. So it's a very, it's a sign ruled by Venus, and it seeks love, and it seeks just a sense of coming into a new level of operation. Okay, if you consider the cycle that we've been talking about, you've gone from being broken open with Leo at the 5 and into 6 to Virgo, like, okay, I'm going to get my ducks together. And then, boom, you're starting to operate from this new awareness that you've gained. Then 8 is Scorpio. Scorpio. Deep as they go. The number 8, infinity. This is a real magical energy. And this is reevaluation. This is taking the lead. This is a level of integration, I feel, with Scorpio, the 8 energy. That now you're operating, you've kind of gotten your plan together, you've figured out how you can use that amongst other people at the 7 level, and then 8 is really integrating and easily moving between the two, and sometimes that means searching for deeper truth, as Scorpio does, an intensity, a drive, a desire to search for and to operate from a greater truth. And then 9 is Sagittarius. And this is culmination energy. And Sagittarius is about that higher state of mind. It isn't book knowledge. Like we started out with Gemini when we were blending and growing, and we're taking in what we learned from the earth as it is now, learnings with our mind. Sagittarius is a higher level of that. We need both. Both are valuable and necessary. But Sagittarius is an integration at a level of, you're kind of working with spirit here at the Sag level. And it's a real humanitarian kind of energy to it. And then, of course, we still have 3 more signs in the zodiac. So what happens is when you end with Sag at 9, you go back. Capricorn is number 10 in the zodiac, so that would reduce to a 1. Capricorn is sort of a next layer, a next tier, because it's the most evolved earth sign of the 3 earth signs. So this is a new beginning from a level of deeper achievement when you get to that Capricorn level. And so some people who might be at a 1, I would ask, are you at an Aries level or are you at a Capricorn level with this? It's the finishing off of a cycle. And then Aquarius is an 11. That's not only a master number of the master teacher and leader, but also it's a 2 energy. So you're back to trying to seek that balance, testing out where things are at, but you're really doing it in a way that can be highly inspirational to way more people than just yourself. Okay, you're impacting other people at that point. And you bring a real deep peacemaker energy to the table at that level. And then finally Pisces would be a number 3, because Pisces is the 12th, the last of the zodiac signs. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And so that, and Pisces it's the 2 fish. Says the fishy herself. It's the 2 fish going like this. It's blending and growth with spirit. All 3 of these, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, are at the top of their game when it comes to their elements. Earth, that represents earth, air, and water. And Sag is that last, the 9 energy, is the highest of fire. So it's where we're integrating at a level where we're really operating on all cylinders. So you see, this is happening, and I know this may seem complicated, but then when you start to look at your life, you realize, oh, right, okay, I can see that, because I thought I was chugging along good, and then, boop, whoa, whoop, I lost my balance. Okay, that'd be number 5. And just know, everything turns around. The wheel never stops. It's the wheel of fortune, okay? So I bring this up because I want you to be aware of it if you're not already, that the phrase, "this too shall pass," could not be more appropriate. Everything is constantly evolving. We are constantly evolving. We live on a planet that is revolving around the sun with all these other planets and all this other energy in the form of asteroids and stars and all this. And I want you to know, whatever you're going through, whatever stage you're at, this too shall pass, because you're just constantly evolving. And some of the most meaningful parts of the numerological cycle have to do with particularly this number 5 level of upsetting the balance. And I would say the Scorpio energy, that real integration, you're reevaluating life and you're operating from a different manual than you started with at level 1. But every level is necessary and has its gifts, but it's hard to see it sometimes. So this week, for our reading, for the week of February 24th, 2019, I'm not going to screw that up, we have Libra 13. So 1 plus 3 is 4. So this has to do with, this week, finding our solid foundations. It's that Cancerian energy mixed with Libra. So it's a sense of home, but it's also got this new awareness that we are invited to take hold of. What is home is this new awareness. Can you invite yourself to feel like children blowing soap bubbles? And just picture that. Soap bubbles, what makes them magical is they look like this evolving, revolving, as we've spoken of here, sphere of swirling color that is ever changing. Very important concept here being brought forward for our week. And that the bubbles are different shapes. Sometimes they're clumped together. Some of them pop like that and others float away, and actually we don't even see them by the time they pop. They float so far away. Some are big and wobbly and they have a hard time getting off the wand, and others are just like lots of little ones. That is everything I've been talking about with the numerological cycle. And it represents all of us. And it represents all of our ideas that we have, that there are inspirations. Because that's the number 1 level. It's the starting point. That Aries, get up and go. Lots of energy. Lots of inspiration there. And those come out of us like these bubbles. And some of them are really big. And you just think, oh God, this has not got a chance of making it up into that big blue sky. But then sometimes it surprises you. And so just knowing that this ever-evolving, those beautiful swirling colors are what make up the bubble. And there's different sizes, there's different quantities. And sometimes they're all grouped together, meaning partnership with others. And sometimes partnership of different ideas that you have. I just want to open you up to this way of looking at life. You are the one blowing the bubbles, and you yourself are a bubble. And you are constantly, as I was describing this, we're going through the stages of a bubble. And that number 5 level, the upsetting the balance, that's kind of the pop moment. And it doesn't mean that the idea is gone. It just simply goes into the ethers. And who knows where it's going next. It doesn't really leave you. And for some reason I'm wanting to say here, this has to do with people who have left your life too. Who have passed away. They never leave. They're in their cycle still. Okay, and they're always a part of you. Somebody out there is needing to hear that too, because that pop moment is much like us leaving the body, and then we're reestablishing balance just simply in a different setting, in a different level of consciousness. So with that, I'm going to get to the cards. Every card this week has a animal spirit oracle from Colette Baron Reed's deck that I just got, and I absolutely love it. So I wanted everybody to have a card from that deck. The artwork is just beautiful. So the first card up is from the Soul Coaching deck. And this is Awakening. Yes! Like that inner child within. Okay? Look at her red hair. This is that Aries energy, and I really feel fire with this, with the red hair. So we're talking Aries stage 1, We're talking the beauty of level 5, Leo, upsetting the balance, being that freedom-loving adventurer. Something new is starting when everything falls apart, only to come together again in a way that you are ready for. And then Sagittarius is the last part of the cycle in terms of the first 9 steps. That is about this integration. It is about this completion and culmination energy. And so you're somewhere in one of those cycles, I would say. And this says on it, I am joyously awake and aware and ready for anything. Please be open this week to those levels of inspiration that get you started on a new path, or perhaps you upset the balance and you're like, your soul knows that you're ready for more. So things might kind of go a little topsy-turvy or totally explode. It's all good. It's part of the cycle. We can't just keep going in this cycle. We don't get anywhere. We just keep digging a deeper rut. And we don't see new vistas that way. And you also have the access to the Sagittarian energy, which is about that integration with spirit, of seeing the deeper meaning in things, and for always reaching for more for your life. And your card that goes with this, wow, is the Scarab Beetle Spirit. I don't think the camera will do justice to the artwork. It is absolutely beautiful. And here you have 52. So this is tapping into the 7th level. That is that Libran energy. That is about truth seeker. That is about contemplating a new way of looking at your life. And this Scarab Beetle says, magic works through you. This is the fire spirit, which is the one most deeply attached to that inspiration spirit from the divine. It starts with that fire. And so this is, it's an opportunity to really create something new this week. Even if it means that things fall apart on something that you thought you wanted, it might just look like, it takes the shape of this instead, which offers you greater freedom and greater expansion. Okay? The second card is from the Angel Tarot deck. And you have the Emperor, Archangel Michael. So this is the 4 energy. This aligns with our numerology for the week, which is about solid foundations. It's Cancerian in its nature. It's about finding a new sense of home. But remember, children blowing soap bubbles. This is about seeing those beautiful colors and being with the Emperor. This is about the fact that you are the creator of those bubbles, and that you yourself are a bubble, and how strong, how good of a foundation do you have for your physical vehicle, and for your mind, and for your emotional state, and for your spiritual state. Those are all bubbles within themselves, our spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. Okay, and this card says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. But it's all in service to creating more of a sense of home and belonging in the idea of having fun. Like the idea of the children blowing the soap bubbles is that inner child feeling, and that we can actually implement that as a new way of looking at our world. That we are constantly blowing these new bubbles, and I feel like I want to just give you this sense of hope that things are constantly available to you. You've always got the wand, the bubble wand, in your hand, and all it takes is that the fire energy of breathing in, the air energy of blowing out, and that sort of wonder that is the magic of the water element, where we bring imagination into our life. And your card, I've been pulling this a lot since I got this deck. The Otter Spirit comes up for you from the animal spirit oracle. And this says, you are never alone. And it makes me feel like not only is the Archangel Michael energy with you this week, but this sense of working with spirit. And for those of you who have lost somebody, this keeps coming up. And it doesn't have to be someone you lost just recently, but they're on your mind. And they just want you to know they're right there. They're cheering you on. They're giving you a hug when you need it. You're doing good. Just there's a sense of this keep plugging, keep going. And I just want to hold this artwork up again. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. So this is 42. This is 6 in the numerological cycle. So that has to do with the Virgo energy and kind of you've just maybe had an upset in the system or your path, a little stumble, or maybe it's a big stumble. And this is just about taking that time to like pull back a little bit and get your life organized and get the details in order and to know you're doing well. When we have upsets in our life, do not be upset about that. It is part of the cycle. That is a big message for this week. And for you to approach it like child's play, as our symbol for the week indicates. It's about finding, you're finding your way to this greater, you're finding your way back to balance again. That's the 4 + 2 being 6. It's getting the details together so you can get your footing again. And it just spirit and loved ones are just all crowding around you and just enveloping you in this beautiful, furry yumminess that is this sense of it's okay and this sense of we've got you. Okay? But I think the organization and the logic comes in with just it's okay to take the time to pull back and kind of get the details in order. And I want to say here, get really small with things. Don't worry too much about the big ideas. Get small with starting out with what really matters to you most and fine-tuning those details. If it's something financial, it's really attending to your checkbook and treating your money as something sacred that is for your oversight. You've been gifted this and you need to shepherd it in the way that feels best to you, as an example. So it's really getting up close and personal with just those matters that are most important to create this sense of home and balance that I feel. Okay? All right. The last card, I'm going to go out of the frame here for a minute because I forgot my animal medicine is this deck, so I'll be right back with you. All right, keeping it real here. So the animal medicine deck, you have dog. Oh boy, loyalty. And this is 14, which is 5. So if you're in this week any sense of a stumble at all, an upsetting of the routine, please go with it and think about you are the child blowing the soap bubble. Something new is ready to appear for you. Maybe that bubble you were working on has burst, or maybe a bunch of them have combined together and you don't know how to parse all that out. It will make itself known. And so the dog energy is loyalty. And I want to say, dog medicine asks you to look at how readily your sense of loyalty is countermanded by your need for approval. If you have pulled the dog card, there are several questions you need to consider. And I said they're solutions, and I feel maybe we should go in that pathway. There are several solutions you need to consider, depending on the situation about which you are asking. Have I recently forgotten that I owe my allegiance to my personal truth in life? Is it possible that gossip or the opinions of others have jaded my loyalty to a certain friend or group, and I want to add, or to myself? Have I denied or ignored someone who is trying to be my loyal friend, including myself? Have I been loyal and true to my goals? So this speaks to, because back when I was working with dogs a lot, I really don't do that work anymore. The thing with dogs is they are here to be this ever-present companion. And that is just like your spiritual self. It's always there for you. And so they just are a steady presence, and they bring this sense of joy. Remember our symbol for the week, children blowing soap bubbles. Those of you who have dogs know it doesn't matter what is going on. When you step in the door, they are so excited to see you. And that's how your spirit feels. And it's how your spirit wishes that you felt about you meeting your own life. Every single day that you wake up, and as you go into new settings, that you're like that sense of loyalty to your own invigorated self. Think about the numerological cycle that I walked through in the intro. It all starts, and it's fueled by this fire of having the idea of, sometimes it gets upset, and then eventually we come to this new level of awareness that is so humanitarian in nature. And by that I mean it's a win-win for everybody else involved. And if we look back at our lives, we know those times, and underneath it all is the sense of deep loyalty to what we know feels right, to what we know is honoring to ourselves and to others. And sometimes that means brutal truths. And sometimes that means just giving somebody a hug in a moment, even if it's not something you would normally do in a setting. Okay? Your card from the Animal Spirit Oracle. Oh my gosh. I did not look at these cards. I can't make this stuff up. Dog Spirit. Oh my gosh. Wow, I love this. This says, be loyal to what you love. And it's 19. So 1 plus 9 is 10. This is about new beginnings for you. This is why I was really emphasizing the fire spirit. And it feels like either it can be the Aries energy, which is something new, inspiration, and stick with it. Even if you're a little bit shaky, stick with that idea. A new inspiration, leading people. If you are beginning to be a leader in some form, go for it. It can also, remember, be the Capricorn energy, which is the 10th sign in the zodiac, and that reduces to 1 also. But it's a higher level of being. So perhaps that's a more earthy kind of achievement. A focus on achievement, a focus on driving forward at all costs. And that almost feels more like the energy of your reading, is that Capricorn energy of you've come through something really big. And it's time to go this next level of loyalty that will just take you higher and higher, because Capricorn is the mountain goat. And it just goes through anything, through any obstacle that comes up. It knows it's got its eye on the prize, and it just keeps moving forward. Even if it has to stop for a minute, catch its breath, get its bearings, gather its strength, still there is forward movement. And this is, remember, the key here for this week is that children blowing soap bubbles, which is like the dog greeting you at the door day after day when you come home from work, or when you wake up in the morning. They just are like, hello, and they're so excited. I have yet to meet a dog who's not like that. And this is the beauty, this is the gift of their energy that they're giving you, even for if you don't own a dog, which I don't either, but I've felt it from them, from all these sessions I've had. And it's this sense of loyalty towards the sense of fire, the sense of newness of every day, the sense of like, okay, I know what my goal is and I'm working towards it. And what am I doing today? Because I've got an opportunity to make a couple more steps towards that, or to at least analyze sort of where I'm at and to know, yep, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. It's very exciting for you. Wow. All right, everybody, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the Animal Oracle deck, Animal Spirit Oracle. I just love these cards, so I think I'll be using them probably for a little while so that I can get my energy and all of your energy into them and really make them come alive. Okay, have a great week, and I'll see you next week.